man, this is awesome. I am super pumped, and not to be playing on words today, but anyway, I'm going to run with it. This is Michael with Planetary Health First, Mars Next, and we are here, part of the Health Innovation Pitch Party that's just going on. It's one of the pitches that, has a live event, a real physical event in Charlotte, but we're still going. And I have some super amazing founders here, startup founders. Would you first introduce yourself, Erin, please? Great to have you here.
Yeah, thank you, Michael. So my name's Erin Martin. I am the founder and CEO of Pump for Joy. So I've been at this for a little over about a year and a half. We are making the world's first single-use 100% biodegradable breast milk collection kit. And then Vanessa is my co-founder, and she can introduce herself as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you again for having us. My name is Vanessa Parker, and I'm the co-founder here with Pump for Joy, and super excited to bring this product to market. Been knowing Erin for almost 10 years.
I know, it's crazy.
We get to work together.
Yes.
Well, that is awesome to hear. You guys know each other, and you're here today to share a little more about what you're doing. Where do we start with this? What would you love to cover? This is for you guys. You guys are one of the 6 that won. There was a ton of startups, and so part of this health innovation pitch, we're highlighting some amazing founders and startups. So what would you love to talk about with us today?
I mean, I would love to talk about, there's a lot of things. I can nerd out about this for quite some time, right? But one of the things that I think has inspired this product and this business is this idea of a combination of environmental friendliness and environmental stewardship with novel biomaterials, right, that can biodegrade and help solve the world's plastic and microplastic problem, and pairing that with inconveniences that some of the most amazing women in the world face, which is when they're breastfeeding and they have to go back to work and they're away from their child. So how could we marry those two? And so Pump for Joy was really born of this idea of both supporting working moms from the standpoint of extending their breastfeeding durations, making it a little bit less horrible to pump away from home, while also thinking about environmental sustainability. So again, I could talk about this for like 3 hours straight, but 2 passions of mine that have been really, really awesome to bring together in this product.
Well, I love this, especially planetary health. I mean, this is really part of the inspiration too. This is, doing and talking about these sustainability things. So really very appropriate here. Can you tell me right now what the problem is right now? I mean, I know a little, I'm a male, so I don't know anything, right? But like the importance, we all know the data, the research with the immune support that's done with breastfeeding. There's a lot on that. But then I imagine the problem with, that access for moms breastfeeding and that challenge. Would you like to kind of share that inspiration? I'm having, not only the sustainability, but just what's going on right now.
Yeah. So Vanessa and I both had experience. We're both moms. More recently, I have a 3-year-old, so I went through this personally, and then I can let Vanessa share a little bit about her experience with it as well. But, for me, it was a very acute problem. I was thinking about, I was kind of in that stage of life where I didn't want to let motherhood slow me down from my career. I'm super ambitious and super driven. And I was like, I'm going to show my daughter that you could be a strong woman and make change in the world and still be an amazing mom. And I realized really quickly that society wasn't really designed for me in that way. And so when I was trying to pump outside the home, I was traveling, I was flying to different places, I was pumping in restrooms, and I was pumping in closets and office buildings. And I realized that there's really no way for me to properly clean these pump supplies unless I carry 5 different spare ones on me. And my coworkers would make fun of me. They were like, oh, there's Erin with her pump bag. It's this huge tote bag that everybody knew that was my pump equipment. It was humongous. Here she comes with her pump supplies. And so I was just, from a personal experience, there has to be a better way to enable these working women who just don't have the opportunity or the correct places to clean their parts and just continue to express the breast milk for their children, but then just get on with their day. So that was really the inspiration from all of it, was my personal experience and thinking that these women deserve better.
Yeah, and I think the little I know, I'm a proud father of a 15-year-old. Nowadays, going forward, everything needs to be there's a marketplace where people want to have bio sustainability, healthy. So I think you're a forefronter of creating a category that should exist in the future. And I'm super excited that you have Vanessa on here as a co-founder who
Me
brings some
too.
really amazing skill sets. I'm hearing community. You're going to be building another front, a flagship in Florida. You want to share a little more about you coming on, Vanessa, and being a superpower and what you're going to be doing too?
Yes. Erin and I used to work together years ago, maybe even 10 years ago.
Give us
And
something like that.
we would go to lunch and dream of business ideas. And so the joy of jumping on and helping bring this product to market to help moms and working together is a dream fulfilled for us. So yes, I'm in that Florida area. And so we definitely want to bring this movement here. I have a 15-year-old as well. And so 15 years ago, as a full-time entrepreneur, I was trying to figure out whole being a mother and running a business and being busy, and had postpartum so bad because breastfeeding was not easy for me. I went to different lactation consultants. I just literally had such a hard time, and I needed a supportive community in which, so the products we're providing, also we want to create a community for mothers that I just didn't have 15 years ago. And maybe if I had a product like this, I was traveling, speaking places, doing all those things, breastfeeding just had to stop for me because I still had to continue on with our businesses. And so happy to join the team to make sure that we can make this dream alive for other women.
So it sounds awesome. With also, I think, do you want to highlight some of Vanessa? You really have some experience as a business owner as well, with your skill set, building community as well. I think people should know that.
Yes, yes. So I've been in business almost 13 years now with my husband. We have a business called Divas in Defense. We teach self-defense training for women and girls. So women empowerment has always been in our blood for a long time. His mother was a victim of domestic violence. And so he wanted to create a company that gave back to the community and also saved lives. So we've been able to license that program. We have trainers in different cities teaching our courses, about 10 active trainers right now. So building community, spreading the word, and creating a movement is just something that we've been doing for the last 13 years. And I'm hoping to bring that energy and that excitement to Pump for Joy.
So what are we going to be seeing in the next 3 to 6 months? I imagine are you participating in accelerators, raising capital as you're talking here? Hopefully you'll hear an investor that might be hearing this now, or a partner. Tell us what you would love to see happen, or what you're doing so someone can connect with you.
Yeah, so right now we're finalizing prototype and preparing for our first production run. So we've received early grant funding, and again, as you mentioned, we're able to pitch. But we're about to start raising some funds soon. We have a goal of about $500,000 we're trying to raise, and going to our families and friends and our network, and definitely trying to be part of more pitches in the future. So be on the lookout. We are definitely in our first round of funding raising.
Yeah. Sorry, and one thing I'll say too, like, and we're hoping to go the route of community funding too. So our goal is to have like a lead investor for this pre-seed round, a couple of other investors who are a little bit more seasoned, accredited investors. But because this is such a community-driven product that has such passion and a need behind it, we're also taking it to WeFunder and allowing people who are not accredited investors, who just believe in our mission, who want to pitch in just a couple $100s to be a part of this movement. So the community aspect of making it feel like, hey, this is not just us. This is not just a small group of people building a business. Like, this is very much, a community driven effort. I'm really excited about that aspect of our fundraising too.
I would love to hear, are you thinking about any sort of social media, sort of TikTok campaign? I just feel like this is such a TikTokable Instagram kind of product. I mean, obviously within constraints. I mean, anyway, I sound bad, but I don't know how you do that. I'm not, but it just seems like such a social product.
Yes, definitely. In order to build a community, we definitely have to rely on social, right? And so reaching out to those working moms, those go-getter moms that need a product like this. And so building that community, and not just for the product, but to provide resources, bring other lactation consultants, people that can help these women. I had postpartum so bad and didn't have that support. And so we want to provide some support, and we'll definitely do that through social media.
And so you're the $500,000 raise, it sounds like you're smartly raising specifically for the prototype. And then I imagine there'll be a next, go to market after that, more for the product development, of course. What are some of the things you're hoping to have happen over this first, 6 months as you speak?
I can speak to that. So, right now we have our prototypes, they're 3D printed. And 3D printing, there's not currently a filament that's in the exact materials that we're exploring, which are the, biodegradable materials that can be single use. So the funding is going to get us to this next step of not just having a 3D printed prototype, which, for those of you familiar with additive manufacturing, it's never going to quite be the same as an injection molded prototype. I think that Vanessa and I are just striving for the day that we can stand by an injection molding machine, and we're putting the resins in that are the biodegradable resins into the designs, and that the part comes out of the mold and it's there, right? It's our final, it's the golden sample part in the material in our design. And then at that point, it's like we can really accelerate. But that is really the key moment that we're striving for right now in order to raise funds. But that 500,000 will not just cover that. It'll cover that plus more. So the additional things that we're faced with right now is this is an FDA regulated product. It's a medical device. It doesn't really feel, and we're not marketing it like a medical device, so to speak, but it is. And so we have to do some testing, make sure it's completely safe for both the mom in terms of a biocompatibility standpoint and for the baby in terms of food contact. It's like right in that trifecta of regulation. So a lot of safety testing, making sure that it's completely up to snuff for usage in the real world. And then we're also going to be exploring our manufacturing, assembly, and sterilization partners with that pre-seed funding as well.
So how do you go about doing that? It must be very challenging to find those right expert partners.
It is, but I have to say, Vanessa and I were just talking about this the other day. Like we've been operating on a lot of faith and just putting ourselves out there and saying, if we put ourselves out there and we spread the word, we believe in the mission, the right people tend to cross our paths. And so we've been incredibly lucky with just serendipitous moments of meeting the right people. Like I want to give a shout out to Zag Equipment and Fordham Plastics. They're based here in North Carolina. I took a 3-day injection molding course with them just to kind of learn more about it. And they've turned into an invaluable partner for us, guiding us, connecting us to design for manufacturing consultants. They're willing to work with us to help make this a reality. And so that's just been an amazing thing. So I feel like the right people cross our paths and we just act on the opportunities, which is a pretty cool thing.
Well, it's been awesome to have you and Vanessa here today, sharing your journey. Where are you going to be growing your team? What kind of other, as you go to market, where do you see yourself, in that capacity as well?
I could start, and then Vanessa, if you want to chime in with other things. Vanessa's really our point of contact for the partnership development and growing the community. And I'm really going to be focused more on the tactical manufacturing side. So I can speak from that side. But we're looking for somebody who can help us with the actual fulfillment and supply chain and logistics side of things. This is a manufactured product, so it's going to involve a good deal of logistics. That's definitely a hire that we'd be looking to make. And then on the general clinical side, we would love to involve folks who have that clinical perspective on maternal health or lactation consultants. We're actively looking for IBCLCs who'd be willing to join our advisory board or even become a staff member. So from that side, Vanessa, I don't know if you can speak to like the partnership development community side.
Yes, of course. We're a small and mighty team and trying to be as lean, but we definitely need help. So trying to make sure that we get our advisory board as our first order of business, and making sure that as we grow and decide we need product and manufacturing advisor and camp consultants, we'll need digital marketing. You talked a lot about social media already, so making sure that we're growing with our digital marketing and making sure we're spreading the word about what we're doing, and of course, community management. So partnerships and community management, and as we grow and build this community.
Well, I'd love to learn more, Vanessa, with you as that champion, the partnership champion. I'm just curious. It seems like every hospital should be an advocate. That's these new young mothers that are first time or however many times, that they should be championing. Hey, this is the best way to not only be pro sustainability, but pro health and everything. So I would love to think that could you share a little bit about maybe some of those layers of that partnership channel, adding value to organizations? Any thoughts on that?
Yes, definitely hospitals, but also moms groups, organizations that support breastfeeding and providing services, doulas, definitely working with doulas and other people that are close to moms who may need our services and may need our products. So those partnerships are very, very important to us. Organizations that focus on the health of maternal health and women that are having babies and needing that support, those are partnerships we're looking for as well.
Awesome. And of course, this is US, but I would imagine someday this will be global as well.
That'd be wonderful.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah, we're trying to do one step at a time, right? But this being a regulated product is not easy. It's not a walk in the park. There's a lot of hoops to jump through, and each country, right, as you expand internationally, has their own set of regulations around that as well. So, starting with the U.S. and then as that begins to catch wind and spread and become a real household staple, if you will, we can think about international expansion.
Well, it's great to have co-founders on together. Tell me a little bit about like what are you doing to kind of keep your energy up? Because you guys have I'm pumped with you guys. You guys got great energy, great, what are you doing to keep this culture as an organization you're growing to kind of keep on the cutting edge, kind of, I always think people, that are out there that could be listening, founders, other startups, love founders to connect with founders.
Yes. One thing is just making sure we're staying connected. We're in different cities. I'm actually in Tampa, and making sure we're staying connected, staying true to our mission, making sure that our mission is always forefront in any decisions that we're making. And because I know Erin, I've known her so long, we're always in sync. We think alike. We have the same values. And I think that's important when you're looking for a co-founder. Yes, it's a business, but it's also a partnership in what you do together. And so making sure that you complement each other, I think is super important that we keep that always in the forefront.
Yeah, I agree. And Vanessa's such a real person. Like I can tell her anything and I know she won't judge. She'll talk it out. She'll hear me. So that personal side of a relationship is just, I can't even describe how important it is. I wouldn't be able to imagine doing this with somebody who I just met, right? But there's just such historical trust and knowledge that we have that it's just a no-brainer. It's a great partnership so far.
The startup struggle is so real. It's so hard. Most people would never do this, when you find out. So share, what have you found that you would have never thought, before you journeyed into startup land, that you've learned?
Ooh, I'll take that one. The highs and the lows of the emotional roller coaster of entrepreneurship, right? There are some good days and there are definitely some bad and low days. But keeping that emotional stability through it all, right? And that how you do that is just remember your mission, remember who you're serving. You know, all businesses I've ever had have always been serving other people and making sure that we would keep that in the forefront because those days will get hard. And so to me, that has been the hardest thing that if someone would have told me, I may not have jumped in. I'm so much better at it now, 13 years later as an entrepreneur, but those things, that emotional roller coaster of the highs and lows of business has been tough.
Yeah.
And Erin, would you like to share?
Yeah, it's just funny because I saw this thing on LinkedIn one time that it said, entrepreneurs, we didn't do this because it was easy. We did it because we thought it was going to be easy. And like, definitely, I feel that, right? Whenever I first thought of this idea, I was like, oh, that seems simple. You know, it's an existing product with a couple of changes, with a new material, with a couple more supply chain logistics. Sounds like it, you know, we can just get this out to market, no problem. And that was a slice of humble pie real fast. So just being able to understand that this is the journey and enjoying the journey. You know, a couple months ago, I was very uncomfortable with like, oh, I just want to get there. Like, I want to be established. I want to have a product in market. And until I'm there, I don't feel good about the progress. And it's like, that's not the case. And I've really tried to lean in and just appreciate the ups and downs through all of this.
Well, I appreciate you guys coming here and sharing your story. I think would be great. You're here, and any question, Vanessa, you would like to share with Erin while you're here. You know, you are here. Please go ahead and give her a question.
Question for Erin. I don't have a question for Erin. Let me think.
Make it a hard one, Vanessa.
Why do you think? Why am I a good fit as your co-founder?
Oh man. So I've loved your entrepreneurial.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I'm gone. Oh, I got kicked out. No, I absolutely loved your entrepreneurial background. The fact that she's had several entrepreneurial pursuits. She's being humble, but Vanessa's an amazing businesswoman that I have looked up to for years. And you know, just the fact that it's always been this thesis of helping women in various business pursuits and ventures, that I just thought that this was a really wonderful complement to this. And the fact that, you know, Vanessa knows that I can be really, really like myopic, like very tactical. I want to go and just, you know, work with the manufacturers and get the FDA approval and work with the legal people. But I'm missing this piece of partnerships and community that Vanessa's extremely strong in. So I thought it was a great fit.
I love that. This admiration. So Vanessa, there's an admiration with your skill set. There's a compliment here. So that's great. And can we play it on the other hand? And sorry about that technical thing, but we're still going.
I thought it was the wrong answer, and I was just...
No, it was fine. You were spot on. So Vanessa, Erin, do you want to share a little something about how you guys complement each other? You know, you have a question? Anyway, I didn't mean to get off the rails, but just I'd love to hear your feedback on your thoughts.
Vanessa's thoughts around the partnership?
Sure. Yes. So again, women have always been in the forefront of my mind of empowerment. I think that, you know, gone are the days where we have one income in our household, unfortunately, that women are working and we're ambitious but we need support. And so I have already been cheering Erin on the sidelines when she made the first announcement about Pump for Joy, and just so excited for her. And then to be asked to join the team, it just was a perfect fit. I didn't have to even think about it. It was a no-brainer. Someone who cares for her family so much, that gives back. Erin was making masks for people in COVID and drove all the way to my house to make sure that my family had masks. Okay. This is a woman that making sure that my family was taken care of and always praying for us. So this was a no-brainer for me. And so just grateful.
I love this connection you guys have. It's so contagious, and I just see you guys being so successful at what you're doing. And it really is a movement that you're creating. And I know it's not by any feat that you're going to do this, but it's pretty. And I see this, like I said, when I connected with you prior. I'm hoping when my 15-year-old comes to her time, you're a household name, really. I mean, that's what I see it as.
Yeah, that'd be wonderful.
Us,
And oh, sorry, Vanessa, go ahead.
and us too. Yes, definitely.
Yes. And I think that the dreams are beyond just breast pump parts too. Like, I think that there's such an opportunity here. The world is changing with all this innovation around new materials, where I'm hoping that not only will women feel more supported in breast pumping away from home, but there will also be this wave of new products that are fully biodegradable, so that single-use plastics can become a thing of the past too. So if we can accomplish both of those things, and I think there's a lot of opportunity for Pump for Joy to lead the charge outside of just breast pumps in that realm as well. So I'm really excited to see what comes of it.
Yeah, I love the two-part story. It's not only just the powering women as a community and also leading the way, doing the right thing, but also the sustainability in other product categories. So this is awesome.
Yeah. We're happy to see where it goes.
So as we're kind of coming towards the end of the time here, is there anything you would love to get out there to the potential investors, potential partners, other founders?
I would just say keep an eye out. Like, we are doing this for the first time, and we are figuring out and tapping into every resource that we can. But if you are interested in getting involved, we love partnerships. Partnerships are what keep us moving, and you just never know what the degrees of connection are that could end up being something really impactful for us. So reach out. We would love to hear from you, or if you would like to be involved with our pre-seed round, would love to hear from you as well.
Awesome. And Vanessa, any last takeaways from our time on this show?
Yes, same thing, just to piggyback off of Erin. Be on the lookout. We're going to be asking for the community's support. We cannot do this alone. And we also are going to show behind the scenes for those founders who are listening. We're going to make it where you understand what we're going through too. We're not working in a silo, but to also help others as we go. So we'll be showing behind the scenes of how we're learning as we're going as well.
I love the openness, the humility. What also, like, how can people find you? Erin, Vanessa, please let us know your socials, those.
Yeah, so I think Instagram is the main place that we are posting our journey now. It is brand spanking new. I think it's been live for a little over a week, maybe. So new to the Instagram game, but that's where we'll be posting things there if you want to follow the journey. We also have a website, pumpforjoy.com, which contains a wait list. So if you are a lactating person who is interested in one day using our products and you want to join the wait list, you can sign up there as well.
And
Vanessa, how can someone find you as well?
Yeah, same places. On our Instagram is pump.for.joy. So that's where we'll be most of our time. I got to get used to TikTok. I'm working on the TikTok, but definitely on Instagram for now.
Well, I really appreciate you coming on today. I am really inspired and impressed with your energy, and not only your energy, your strategy and what you're doing, and this huge impact. I mean, you're really starting something that I hope in 10 years I don't know. Anyway, the age my daughter is, we won't worry about when she becomes a parent, but will be a category in the future.
Yes, that would be amazing.
Awesome.
Thank you for having us. This was a really wonderful conversation, and it was just so easy to talk through it. And we appreciate you highlighting our journey. It's been really, really great. A lot of ups and downs.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Well, thanks for coming on.